Oh, that's me. Okay, sorry. There was
Okay,
an
so
echo.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, my shoulders are, I didn't realize how locked down, just completely, my scapulas barely move.
So that's a really good learning experience for you. So it's a really good observation to have. Um, when we're doing any new physical activity, it can shine a light on things that, we when we have any kind of physical problems or psychological or mental problems for that matter, most of us don't look at them too closely. We devise all these different strategies in our lives to kind of avoid having to engage those things or look at those things too closely. So doing a new practice like this really shines a light on those things and enhances your awareness. Um, Awareness is another key word that really defines what Qigong is all about. It's really about bringing more awareness to your body and more awareness to the more subtle levels of your being. So realizing that your shoulder blades are kind of cemented to your rib cage, that's a great observation to make. There's not anything in your life that you've had that's made you look at that before. So if there's any others of you who are having a similar observation or a similar concern, this is also where I strongly encourage you to do all those supplementary exercises to really open up the muscles that are involved there, open up the other tissues. You can have tight tendons, tight ligaments that are also contributing to your shoulder blades being kind of really stuck at the back of your spine or at the back of your rib cage. Um, and it can take time. It will take time to remedy that. But if you put in 20 minutes or half an hour a day on a combination of the supplementary exercises and working with the dragon and tiger movement exactly, um, by next month, I expect you'll be able to report noticeable improvement. Maybe not, you might not go out and play a bunch of rounds of tennis yet, but maybe not too far down the road, you'll be able to do that if that's something that appeals to you.
Can I
Anyone
ask
else?
a follow
Sure.
up to that? I'm sorry. So when I'm doing it and I feel the restriction, I kind of push against it, and I feel like I'm forcing it, and that's not good. What's the right way to work against it?
Right. So what you want to do is you want to go up to where you feel that point of resistance and just move a little bit into that point of resistance. So you don't want to feel like you're forcing anything. Moving a little bit into an area of resistance, most people can do it. Sort of like, um, well, if you imagine like you've got a ball or a balloon, something that you can squeeze, and you can go into where the balloon or the ball starts to push back, and then you just squeeze it just a little bit more, and the balloon or the ball will easily give that much. If you try to squeeze it a lot, then you get to where it feels really hard, it feels really dense. If you squeeze the balloon too hard, it might pop. But going a little bit into that area of restriction, that's what's going to begin the process of opening it up. The
Even
other
if it's
thing,
only like this much,
yeah,
even if it's
yeah,
only tiny. Okay.
if it's only tiny for sure. Um, if you, a key point is to do it with as much awareness as you can. So bring your mind to where the restriction is and use your mind to say, how far can I go into, how far can I stretch this, or how far can I compress this so that it doesn't really feel uncomfortable, but I notice I'm working into an area that I'm restricted. And
Okay.
that's going to open that up. The other thing is, like I said earlier in the beginning of today's class, if you just get in your neutral standing posture and tune into any areas that feel tight or feel shut down or feel tense, and just, right now, what we haven't talked about, and we're not going to talk about for quite a while, the breathing component of dragon and tiger, but make sure that your breathing is just smooth and even and regular. So you don't want to be holding your breath. So while you're standing and feeling for anything that feels tight or constricted or discomforted in any way. Make sure that you're taking full, comfortable, deep breaths. That's going to also facilitate the smooth flow of chi, and it even by itself, that will start to help discharge tension from your uh, autonomic nervous system. So the sympathetic and parasympathetic branches of your nervous system, which will create more physical relaxation. So get into that physically relaxed spot and psychologically relaxed spot as best you're able, and then start to go into some of the things that you're going into those areas of resistance with, with the shoulder exercises and with dragon and tiger, and with full awareness and being very mindful that you don't want to feel like you're straining anything, you're not pushing anything, you're just going into it enough to start to open it up. You have to go into it a little bit, or you won't be getting into the areas that are stuck. And you have to get into the areas that are stuck in order to open them. And by going into them a little bit, that little bit is going to soften up at some point. And then you go in a little bit more because that part's already softened up. So that's not going to be part of the obstruction anymore. And that's how you get progressively deeper and how you release progressively more as you go along.